I think every driver that puts on a helmet, it flips a light switch on the back of their head down. They go from, quiet, reserved guy, everybody's friend, to all bets are off and the gloves come off. One guy takes it to level 2, and then the payback comes in, it's level 4, and eventually it bubbles all the way up, and then it's a full-on brawl on the racetrack.
There's weekends where, hey, everybody throws their gloves off, and it don't matter, and they'll bust through everyone like nothing ever happened.
Again, the heart and soul that they pour into it, everybody wants to leave their stamp on the season and find their way to the front. You get desperate, you want to win at all costs. That's what it'll come down to at some point.
Aaron Holiday, 824 super stock truck. But yeah, my passion came from being with my family growing up around the off-road circuits. My dad raced buggies for, 18 years or so. He got out of it when I was about 13 years old. I went to local circle track racing. It's coming out of my own pocket, and I wanted to get into racing, and that's what we did. We ended up Rookie of the Year our first year in the class, voted by peers, which was, thanks everyone. Going from the open late models to this, actually, power-wise, it's a lot less in this. This is way more fun. This is way more fun. You ain't got time to think. It's reaction. That's what I love about it. The other side of it is I've been a little bit leery yet because last year I did break my back here. So I'm still getting that a little bit out of my system, but it's coming around. It's coming around.
Ben Holcher, super stock truck, 844, ERX Motoplex, Motor Park. Work 6 days a week and pay for myself instead of being in the pro ranks where you're relying on sponsors and to 100% pay for your stuff, and it's like the highest level that I can feasibly afford and keep up with. I wasn't very fast the first couple of years. I just was kind of riding around and feeling it out, and I guess progressively we've been doing better and better and trying to keep up to the fast guys in this class. Yeah, it's been a big family thing. When I was just a little kid, my uncle raced 30 years ago, and I kind of grew up around that, and then I went and pulling trucks for a while and kind of went away from this, but my family was always still in it with buggies. A couple of years back, this thing came up for sale, so I kind of bid at the opportunity and been having fun ever since.
Nick Bing, 833 super stock truck, ERX Motor Park, Elk River, Minnesota. I started in stock truck. I think I ran 4 years in that, and then we just moved to super stock. My dad raced, they called it the half-breed way back when. It was before my time. It was a Jeep cab, Ford power plant with a Chevrolet frame on it, real old school stuff. So he quit, like when I came around, and his cousin is pretty much like an uncle to me. He's raced, that's who I grew up watching racing, and this is what I'm gonna do. That's what sparked it ever since, so here we are. Ben and his whole crew were over here helping pull engines and TNT. And that's how I met my wife. She was part of the TNT crew, and when I started racing, I raced against her dad, so that's how we met. So we're destined for the racetrack. So, and yeah, like TJ from RIT let me use the engine and stuff like that. It's just huge debt to him. Thank you very much. I've seen many guys I race with, many friends, they'll move up from the class, I'll go Pro Light or Pro 2, and they quit racing. I don't want to quit racing. I love racing. Yeah, I'd like to move up, but just the financial backing of it is hard. I could barely get through with this, but the class is awesome. It's great. A lot of good guys in it, a lot of fun.
ERX brings out the best in every racer, regardless of the class. That includes super stock truck. Those guys, like I said, they all have egos. They're all hyper competitive. They're driven. They're pouring their every extra dollar into their programs. They're pouring their heart and soul into it.
Well, ERX, you really have to be a great driver. There's sandy sections, there's hard packed clay, elevation changes, the big flyways, and that rhythm section you're talking about. It is very, very gnarly. It's really hard with super stock truck because you have so many good drivers, and to be a good driver, you have to be aggressive sometimes. But I couldn't tell you at any given time who's gonna win, because one bad move, one mistake, a failure of a tire going down, anything can happen.
I think part of it for Ben Holcher is still recovering from Anigo. To take a tumble like that and to have the concussion that he had, It takes a while.
You look at Bing, I mean, he had an up and down year. I mean, some of the carnage you can't help when you're racing out there. You really have to think if you're a super stock driver. You're not just going out there flat out at Crandon or Bark River. You really have to pick your lines and pick your marks, or you could be in trouble very quick.
One person that I don't think you can ever count out is Joe Machosik. And his record, other than Crandon in June last year, when he had that rollover, if you scrap that weekend, he's a 3-time champion in a row. He has head and shoulders more points than any other truck in that class over the last 3 years, minus that weekend.
Guys like Braden Beauchamp, I know his father very well. He's my cousin. I'm not trying to side with him, but the amount of time and the effort they put into their program and what his father's background was like, I always said if he just got a little chip off the old block of Scott, he was going to be all right.
Chips are down, cards on the table. I find it really hard to pick against Joey Machosik.
I don't like to be called a favorite. It kind of puts more pressure on my shoulders, to be honest. I liked when Brent and Shane were giving me crap last year, telling me I wasn't going to do good, kind of put a fire under me. But coming into this race is different. I mean, you boys, you put up a lot of money for us. I mean, it's different. $1,200 is a lot of money for this class. I mean, that'll pay for our entry fee, our way in, and our way home, basically. So the outlook into this weekend is going for it.
Off we go here in Super Stock Truck round 5. Looks like Braden Beauchamp with a really good start. He's going to open up that gap on Holiday immediately to about 4 truck lengths.
Yeah, Braden Beauchamp not wasting any time. Remember, he actually borrowed Piot's truck in round number 4 to get points, and it shook out pretty well. He finds himself out front with that brand new Dismore motor.
Well, back up front there you see Braden Beauchamp. About 6 truck lengths, maybe 8 truck lengths over Aaron Holiday. Belanger hot on Holiday's heels.
Boy, Braden Beauchamp, when he gets out front, it's really hard to track him down. He's really calm, cool, and collected. You got to remember, his father, Scott Beauchamp, back in the day, winning multiple championships, 3 to be exact.
And that truck is a 3-time champion too when his cousin Dan Beauchamp drove it, so.
Yeah, they did
Perfect blend there.
Family.
Wow, Belanger just drove hard to the inside of Holiday to try to take over that 2nd spot. The crowd absolutely loving it here at ERX Motor Park. Rust off a little bit after missing Crandon. Like we said, he got that concussion in Anigo, and here comes Machosik now with a run.
Watch, he gets that drive all the way on the outside. He'll try to beat him there, and he gets that job done, but Holiday has that outside and can't make it stick.
Yeah, Holiday just left the door open a little bit too long, so that's going to move Machosik now up into the 3rd spot. He will try to hunt down our lead trucks right now. Kilter on that truck, so his day is done.
Oh, Holiday having some issues hitting that inside berm.
That's going to let Bing get by. Also, Holcher able to get by 5. And look at Bing starting to run a little bit hot.
Yeah, steam starting to come out of the 833 Maxxis Tires ride. Hope there's enough water in that truck. As we look up front, once again, we'll reset it again. Braden Beauchamp, Joey Machosik, Belanger ahead of Machosik. But hey, Joey's sitting right there going, hey boys, I'm here in the mix.
Got the jump on Holiday and then just kind of set the cruise. First half was a breeze, kind of was just clicking laps away.
As soon as we took off after the first corner, I knew right away, I'm like, oh man, we have a truck here that's going to be contending.
So our pace truck will pull off. The field now under the control of Braden Beauchamp on this restart.
Yeah,
2
watch
very
Braden.
fast trucks behind him.
Let's see if he takes off right away. He's holding them right up to the end. Smart driving by Braden Beauchamp.
Yeah, played that restart really well. And look at Belanger immediately just slides over in front of Machosik. Belanger didn't want to waste any time. He didn't want to play with Machosik whatsoever.
Hold on to this top spot. Belanger's all over him.
Yeah, Belanger bringing the heat right now. He's right on the back bumper of Beauchamp at the top of the Ziegler catapult. He'll have to fall back in line once again. Should be 2 laps to go this time. Belanger now with another run. He's going to be on the outside as they go to turn 1.
Second half, Belanger got up on our bumper, but we were kind of in a everything to lose scenario, right? Belanger had nothing to lose. If he messed up or spun out, nobody would really bat an eye. He was just trying hard to catch me. But if I throw it away, then it's like, oh.
Hard on the binders early, pushing that truck. See, sometimes you come in there a little too cautious and you push that front end, so Braden just needs to drive through that turn.
Yeah, they almost made contact. They were door to door for a second. Looks like Belanger actually checked up a little bit.
Pushing that front end.
trouble down there for Wurzba. That'll leave the left side of the split lane closed as we're on the final lap here. Belanger staying right on the back bumper of Beauchamp as they go into the rhythm section.
Belanger's gonna have one more shot at this going through Ziegler Cat turn. He's gonna try to force the issue on the bottom side. Braden just needs to be patient through here. Don't open up the door. You don't want to go in too tight.
Belanger's gonna go high and then try to get that run down the hill. We'll see if Beauchamp opens the door in the final turn. He's trying to run on the cushion. Belanger trying to stay about a half truck inside, and Beauchamp will hold on for the win here in round 5.
Wow, what a race for Braden Beauchamp. Taking another win here in 2023, round 5 winner.
Machosik across the line third. Ben Holcher comes back from the concussion to finish in 4th, and Jamie Kleikamp will round out the top 5.
This fucking guy.
We only have one suit, remember that, okay? We can't spray each other.
Actually, we just get him.
No. Let's negotiate. I was just running conservative lines. Boulanger was catching me, but when he would get out to me, I'd kind of push it harder and then back off. And then, yeah, managed to walk away with it.
Braden Beauchamp, your winner.
Thanks, Nolan, and what a hard-fought battle that was. Can't wait to see what they have in store for us tomorrow in round 6.
Joey Machosik, 851. We're at ERX Motoplex, Minnesota. I did play quite a bit of sports growing up. I played soccer, I played football, basketball, basically anything. I was always active. But once I got a dirt bike in front of me, basically all that went out the window. I was skateboarding, riding a dirt bike, riding a four-wheeler, anything with a motor, you know, basically. So, anything with wheels. That could hurt me. You know. My dad has raced since I was 4 or 5 years old. Started out racing fair races, doing all those. You did mud races, did all those, and then they invited Formula to Crandon, so he was one of the first people to be sportsmen out here. So we kind of took it over from there. He kind of gave me the ultimatum. It was either you want to hurt yourself riding a dirt bike or you want to put a cage around you. And we went the cage route. It's the competition. I mean, it's knowing that you're going out there competing against guys that want it just as bad as you. You want to do all the races, but it gets to be expensive. It gets to be a hassle almost, you know, second job almost at that. We were a little rowdy the first couple of years, you know, banging people's doors, and then you realize you can't win the race on the first lap. You gotta make it through the whole year, and that's a big part of it. Especially with these trucks, we have stock suspension, you know, little shocks on them. They don't make it through much.
My name's Braden Beauchamp, driver of the number 820 Super Stock truck, and we're in Elk River, Minnesota. Yeah, no, we've been racing forever. My dad raced Super Stock since 2003. I was born first. I was 4 months old when I was at my first race, and I haven't missed one since. I think once you do it once, it's hard to get away from it, right? I started racing short course karts when I was, I think, 9, and since then I've just been like chasing the feeling of being out there, you know. Yeah.
Are you worried about getting tied into that and beating the wrong Beauchamp?
Yeah, I mean, I already have been before. We've already had our run-ins in years past, but I've just kind of grown to be like, kind of go with the flow and just I mean, you can tell how you got to pass people smartly. I mean, people run you clean and then other people give you a door when you go by. I'm sure they didn't like getting beat. I started racing Super Stock when I was 16, and the first year we finished second at Crandon. Right, so I'm sure they weren't too happy. I remember I'd get rubbed up on my fenders. They'd kind of push me around a little bit, but once you know everybody, I mean, they're all great guys. I think I've kind of earned my keep here to where I can finally say I'm pretty comfortable in the pack.
Scott Belanger, 819 Super Stock. Super Stock is on its own. Almost any one of the trucks out there at any moment could win. If you mess up one one little corner or any little mark, you miss your mark, you know there's a truck right behind you that's gonna pass you. You have to be on your toes at all times. You cannot mess up. It's a little over 20 years now. I started racing. It was oval track in Luxembourg. Then we got kind of to the end of that, and we always wanted to try off-road, and said, let's go for it. And bought a truck from Don Demony and started off in stock truck, and 1 year in that, and now we went to super stock and doing pretty good. It was kind of surprising right off the bat, like in stock truck, the first weekend we were ever sitting in a truck, we clean swept the weekend, both day one and day two, we won everything. And I was pretty shocked at what I just did. Crandon was surprising. I'd never had a good spring Crandon in my life. It was always just something bad always happened. We won it, and then there was a decision afterwards and took it away, and the truck wasn't working real good. It was bottoming out horribly, and by the time I came out, I was all black and blue, and well, we just hung in there and we got her, but it was a heck of a show. It was a hell of a ride chasing Braden, and I'm good friends with Braden. I was content with second behind him. And
made a lot of good friends. Most of the guys in the class are great guys. Like, look at today. I borrowed somebody else's motor because I don't have one. I blew up mine yesterday, and his truck got wrecked, and he's like, hey, take my motor. I'm like, I don't know, that's a lot of money. I don't got money to cover that. He's like, I don't care. I want you to go out there and win. I'm going for it, absolutely. TJ says, drive this thing like you stole it. Says, if it ain't on top of the box, I'm not going to be happy with you.
Super stock truck class, it's just like some of the other stuff. The gloves are off. You have to be a little bit rough. You have to.
Today's the day. I don't know. I always, we got to go out there and try for a win. So if the cards are right, and we can maybe get that purse.
So are you worried about Braden or
I'm not worried about Braden. Scott, none of those guys. Bing, none of those guys. They don't got nothing for us today.
Just gonna go for it and try and stay on top of the points, win it if we can, and whatever happens, happens.
Man, all you can do is win, right? You only control yourself, I guess that's the way I've always looked at it. So just go out there and drive up to the front, and I mean, Scott's fast. Scott was riding me the whole way, so I'm ready to do battle with him. He starts in front of me today, so it'll be kind of vice versa. We'll be able to see if we can run him down.
Normally you see that top four the same, but on Friday, it was definitely different going into the weekend, seeing new faces. And we talk about like Scott Belanger. I mean, he was a big surprise. I mean, granted, he hits very hard and he goes all out. I mean, I love his mentality. And to me, I don't think it really was a big surprise. But yeah, seeing guys like Holiday and Holger having some issues, that's what you're gonna see in our sport. You're not always gonna win these races. And I try to tell people day in and day out, you're not gonna win them all, but you gotta put yourself in position to be in that top three for the end of the season in the points.
ERX brings out that want, that desire even a little bit more, and they lay it on the line there. Belanger, for his part, he is the king of aggressive driving, not dirty driving, but he is flat out all the time. But those other guys you talked about, Nick Bing, no pushover. He's still trying to prove himself that he can be competitive. It's been a while now since he's won a championship, but I expect him to push to the front too.
And then Ben Holger, you always see those guys up in the top five week in and week out. And I really believe that they were gonna continue on and be up front. Whoever had that lead at the halfway point normally went on and had a good shot at it. So that's what I love about Super Stock Truck. It's just up in the air every race.
Around the corner, Super Stock Truck coming at you next. Racing here in Super Stock Truck, round 6 underway.
Wow, Nick Bing not wasting any time. Look at Belanger, gonna drive it down on the inside.
Wow, Belanger just moving Bing up to the K-rail. Belanger is gonna take over the race lead.
Wow, Brandon Beauchamp making some contact with Ben Holger early. Here comes Joey Machosic now on the inside.
Braden Beauchamp stuck on the outside. Made some more contact with Holger. Holger's getting pinballed down there in turn 2.
Brandon Beauchamp now going into the top 3 early on.
Well, he's going to be in a drag race here with his Yokohama Tires teammate Joe Machosic. Looks like Joey's going to stay down to the bottom through Talladega turn.
Yeah, we'll see what lane is the fastest early on. The pair side by side. There's Belanger. He was runner-up in round number 5. Brandon Beauchamp taking the win. He's looking to take a win and take that back.
And the second day, it was just awesome. The first corner already, all of a sudden I had seen a hole and the truck was going, and took the lead and ran with it.
Yeah, Belanger just gave it everything he had yesterday trying to pass Braden Beauchamp. Couldn't get the job done.
Going through the Fox Shocks rhythm section one more time. Braden Beauchamp now thinking a little different, trying to go to that inside.
Yeah, it's really tough to get a good run down there. You can get away with making a little bit of a mistake on the outside, but to run the bottom and be fast, you have to be absolutely perfect through there.
Yeah, you really do have to be perfect. Looking on exit, we're coming to that mandatory competition caution. This time by, Bay has the flags being displayed. It looks like Braden Beauchamp really reeling him in at the end there.
Yeah, ran out of time trying to get past Big, but man, Belanger is looking untouchable here in round 6.
We're shaping up to have one heck of a finish here in Super Stock Truck. Belanger, he's been out by himself, but I think Braden Beauchamp and Nick Big have a little bit up their sleeve.
I think we're now upwards of $1,500 on the line for the best overall finisher from the 2 rounds yesterday and today. Belanger was second yesterday. This would put him in a prime spot.
Braden Beauchamp with a nice jump. Belanger as well.
Now Big is right there. I think Big might try to just keep Braden off the race line and push him a little bit wide. Actually, Big got a really nice run down on the bottom.
That's the second time Braden's went really, really wide in turn 1. It's costing him some position on the track, so watch, he's gonna try to file himself back into third. Oh, something happened to Braden, he checked up there.
Yeah, Braden left the door open and Machosik is gonna push his way through. They're side by side, leaning on one another through the split lane.
Wow, Braden Beauchamp got a better run over Joey Machosik, but look at this on the inside.
Oh, Machosik is gonna come right back with that. Yeah, Kosiza moved up a spot, so Ron Kosiza now in the top 3 spot.
Wow, Kosiza, all of a sudden he just buttoned right up in front of Braden Beauchamp. Here comes Beauchamp back on the inside.
Side by side as they go up Ziegler Catapult. Beauchamp stuck on the outside, and there you see Kosiza just gave him a tap and said, "No way, kid, this is my spot." Machosik just waiting to see how that battle unfolds.
That was a nice setup move by Braden Beauchamp, just couldn't get it done there. He'll be on the outside right here. He needs to give up a little bit right here to stay to that bottom. Smart driving by Braden.
So Kosiza with a tentative grip on 3rd place here, at least for a moment, but Braden Beauchamp with another run to the outside. They're gonna make some more contact. Man, Kosiza, he's not giving Beauchamp any kind of space out there.
No, but I mean, they're rubbing. That's fender to fender.
That's clean racing.
Yeah, you want to see that Belanger and Big have really checked out on the field.
Maybe put a move on him, but Belanger, he has just been so clean, so smooth today, and more contact there between Braden Beauchamp and Ron Kosiza.
Yeah, Braden had nowhere to go.
This is like watching a boxing match between Kosiza and Beauchamp. Everything's been legal. It's all been side by side or perfect bumper to bumper contact. This is what we love to see in Super Stock Truck. So it'll coast over the line. Belanger takes the win in round 6. Nick Big across the line second, and Ron Kosiza on the podium. Good job, man.
Motor swap was worth it, eh?
It worked. Nice run. Good run. You're quick. You're very quick. Good run.
The aggressive driving style that Scott Belanger has, I think that's a testament to him being a complete package as a driver, his stock car background, and again, flat out aggression. That's what it takes to win, not only at ERX, but in Super Stock Truck.
What'd you do with the $1,500?
We took it home and we actually bought the whole pit crew and everyone else with us dinner on the way home. All kinds of stuff, oils we needed for the truck, and we spent it pretty much all in the truck.
Like that big of a
Yeah, definitely, like especially ERX was 6 hours boat to get there. That covered our, fuel costs, everything else. That was awesome. Yeah, it helped out big time. We might stick around here a little longer, or we might move up yet too. We're kind of debating that right now, which way we want to go. Just see what happens.
The pro name scares me a little bit. It seems like there's a lot of monies get involved with that small word, so that makes me a little nervous. So we'll see what happens. Mine's open, but you never know.
Like you said, we'll race for $5. Case of beer, it don't matter. We're out there to have some fun and put on a show.
Elsewhere, I'm not sure. We got a pro light sitting in our shop from when my dad raced a few years ago. That would be really, really fun to jump in. But yeah, we'll just play it by ear. I like super stock a lot right now. All the guys are great, so love to see.
With Braden Beauchamp running up front, I think he started to make the statement there at ERX that he's going to be a guy to watch through the rest of the year and then especially moving forward.
What other class do you hear that Johnny Greaves, CJ Greaves, I mean, back when I was running Kyle LeDuc, they'd get out of their trucks from practice, they'd come and run up and come and check us out. And it's like, we're just the little guy in the sport, but these big names and the people that are around those big names, they're excited to see this sport. I just think it's gonna keep growing, and I'm one of the many that are gonna always tune in, no matter if I'm here or not. Like, you're here to watch Super Stock Truck.
Through the first half of the season, they played nice together, and everybody has gotten along, and they'll sing Kumbaya around the campfire, and I hope it lasts.
You want to start any drama? Should we do?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Who should we go after?
Yeah.
I don't know.
How much of your story is featuring tech drama?
Thank you, boys. We appreciate you having us on. Sorry it took 16 months, but